Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is Bosconian from the 2003 Jakks Pacific Plug and Play. In this 8-bit port of the classic 1981 arcade shooter from Namco, it's space and you're a starship and there are aliens and, well, you know the drill. Each round of Bosconian is a set starfield that wraps back around at the far edges and is filled with asteroids, mines, enemy starships, and alien bases. Little dots in the corner of the screen indicate your position in white, alien base positions in blue, and incoming formation attacks in red. You can shoot everything for various amounts of points, but the ultimate goal here is to blow up every base to clear a round. Your starship shoots forward and backwards and can fly in the 4 cardinal directions. The original arcade game has 8-way movement, but the joystick for this plug and play is restricted to just up, down, left, and right. So I hope you like 90-degree angles, which luckily I do. Whenever I have the option of being there or being square, I pick being square every time. Destroying alien bases can be done either by blowing up all 6 surrounding pods, or by blasting the core directly. Going straight for the core gets you fewer points, but it's my preference because I'm impatient and it feels good to decimate the entire thing in one go. If you eat a sandwich by nibbling around it from the crust, you're doing it wrong. Just shove that whole thing in your chompers like a true champion. The bases aren't too keen on getting blown up though. Their pods will shoot back at you, the core shields itself from fire most of the time, and the hub can attack by releasing missiles and enemy ship formations. Blasting the leader will scatter a formation though, and starships otherwise just attack individually. That is unless you take too long to clear a round, in which case a red alert is signaled and you get bombarded by aliens from every direction. Dealing with the swarm isn't actually that bad most of the time, but seeing all the incoming enemies puts me on edge the same way small print books do. That's too many words. That's too many words. It's too many words! Bosconian's graphics are probably my favorite of any space shooter I've ever played. The starships all have a certain personality to their designs while still maintaining a great simplistic look. The multicolored explosions add some fun variety whenever you detonate something. The big green alien bases have an iconic feel that evokes some kind of intergalactic virus, and I love how this port streamlines the display to prioritize play space, namely overlaying the dot map onto the starfield to keep from compressing everything into a narrow, claustrophobic vertical strip. I always appreciate having a little extra elbow room. And leg room. Just room in general, really. I'm a cranky germaphobe, so the farther away I can get from everything and everyone else, the better. The sound design in Bosconian has the same tasteful simplicity as its visuals. These sound effects are the epitome of fun, bloopy 8-bit space noises, and while the repeating background tune can get grating after a while, I like how it switches to a scaling alarm to signal formation attacks. The most novel aspect of Bosconian is its free-roaming approach to the typical fixed space shooter formula of its contemporaries. I normally don't like unrestricted, wandering formats like this, but the starfields here are contained enough to keep me from getting lost or overwhelmed, which is saying a lot, because I could get lost in a camping tent if I wasn't careful. It's hard to assess the difficulty of Bosconian, but I like how it ramps up gradually with respect to what it throws at you in each round. For example, alien bases don't shield their cores until round 2, and they don't fire missiles until round 3. You can also earn bonus lives at certain score thresholds. That being said, there are supposedly over 250 rounds in Bosconian, and the most I've cleared is 13, so this game is no pushover. I am though, so maybe my progress isn't the best indicator for challenge level here. My favorite part of Bosconian is how it offers a sense of progression within its high score format. I had the most fun just seeing how many rounds I could clear, and scoring points just felt like a nice bonus to add extra lives to my stock every once in a while. If I could change one thing though, I'd allow shots to register slightly beyond the screen border. Sometimes I'd fire directly at a base, but nothing would happen because it scrolled off screen just a few pixels before impact. To be fair, my personal bubble of blissful ignorance thrives on the idea that anything outside my periphery simply doesn't exist, but it's only right that I hold Bosconian to a higher standard than my own outlook on life, right? Overall, Bosconian seems to impress me more and more every time I fire it up. I've never actually played the arcade original, but this plug-and-play port was one of the titles that introduced me to classic gaming in the first place, and it still holds its place among my absolute favorites, in spite of the hundreds of other classics I've played since.